first of all, thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So I have to ask you, I'm a Patriots fan. Everybody's talking about DeflateGate. You had an interesting take that not a lot of people in the media had. You basically said, and correct me if I'm wrong and jump in here if you want to, but that everybody does whatever they can to get an advantage until they get caught, right?
Well, you can look at the way things go over the years. Everybody does little things until they make it illegal, right? For the longest time, the linemen were, both sides of the ball were spraying silicone on their jersey so that the other side couldn't get a hold of them. And then they made it illegal, so then you couldn't do it anymore. So, yeah, everybody does what they can. They stretch the rules till they get it, and then they make a rule against it, and then it's done. But that's typically how it goes.
Life after football, is it what you expected? Or, because I can't imagine living the life you lived and being, well, are still living, but the career you had, and you're such a huge name, and then it just sort of stops. Is that a wild experience? What do you do now to I don't know, fill the hole that football filled before?
Well, I think the first few years are really difficult, especially when the way I retired because of more or less a head injury at the time, and I was thinking about my future and being able to spend more time, and not wanting to get physically impaired to the point where I couldn't, spend more time with the kids growing up. And I think I could have played a few more years. Probably in my mind, I wish I had. But in the back of my mind, I know I made the right decision getting out when I did. But it was hard. The first couple of years are hard for anyone. So I always tell people I never smoked cigarettes, but everyone who does seems to get addicted to it. And then when they try to quit cold turkey, it's kind of what it would be like for me, I think, for trying to quit in football. Basketball guys, baseball guys, they can all go hit and do things and play, run up and down a basketball court with people your own age, but shoot, half of us can't even run up and down anything anymore when you leave our sport. So once you leave it, it's gone, and that's the sad part, and that's the hardest part to get over, is that there's nothing that gives you that rush of adrenaline and the ups and the downs. And I always say I wish everyone could play a Sunday, just one, to see what it's like, whether you win or lose. Just the joy of the game, the excitement of the game on the field, and actually being involved is something that I can't compare to anything that I've even tried.
Lastly, it's kind of a weird question, but your last season was 93-94, right? Yes?
94, yes.
Yeah. So there are people who are football fans now that are huge fans of football that weren't watching football during your time. Is that a strange feeling that someone can say, oh, I love football, and then when you're like, oh, yeah, Joe Montana, that somebody might go, who? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, because I still feel like I'm 14 or 15 anyway. So I was just thinking about how long it's been. It's been 20-some years away from the game, and seems like it was yesterday. But it is kind of strange. You'll run into people that have no idea, that are football fans but don't know. And I always get, aren't you Joe Namath?
I was going to say, I bet you get that. Like, oh, Broadway Joe. You're like, no, not me.
I get Namath, I get Theismann, I get a little bit of everybody.
Tell us a little bit about Microsoft Imagine Ball.
I'm teaming up with them to have people reach out and write an essay, send a video to imaginebowl.com on how they think technology can improve the game. And the 3 winners will be picked to go to the Super Bowl 50 in San Francisco, where I will be one of the judges, and there will be the finalist, the one finalist, their winner, will win $50,000. So.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, especially if they share it. It'd be great since, judges can be bought. I'm a judge. It's no big deal. Just a thought.